This is where we art with our besties, where I art with my besties. I get to art and just have some fun with it. And tonight, I'm going to paint a couple of lobsters while I chat with whomever shows up. We got Ivy in the chat already. My mom's in the chat. Rick's in the chat. Good evening, folks. Rick's had a long day because he was with us at 5:30 this morning. 5:30 in the morning is when we wake up and we sketch a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, and we talk about it. I tell several interesting facts about it, and we discuss it, like how many bananas long is a wild boar, how many dolphins would a wild boar displace, kind of things. But on Thursday nights, we just get together and art together, right? We just gather together, our crayons and our pencils, picture pages, time to get your picture pages, time to get your crayons and your pencil. Anybody remember Captain Kangaroo? Except I don't think he sang it with that kind of accent. I don't think he sang it. Anyway.
There's Miss Pamela.
Hi, Pamela. I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. It took me forever to get home from work today, and I left work right at 5 o'clock. This whole week I've been staying till the last, I've been staying until 6 and 6:30 every night. But I told them on Thursdays I cannot stay because my besties are waiting for me. You look, your camera is stuck on me. Man, what is going on? I am a producer just watching me scratch my nose.
What can you do too?
But I'm giving you a hard time. It's not your fault I didn't switch the cameras. You can't see the cameras. We're chit-chatting. But yeah, it took me forever to get home. Today I left work right at 5 o'clock, and I don't think I got home but 30 minutes earlier than I have been getting home. I can get off work at 5 o'clock, and I get home after 6. Today it was like 10 after 6 when I got home. And I can get off work. I can leave work at 6:30 and be home by 7. So I can work an extra hour and a half over and only lose an hour of time at home. That's what the traffic pattern is like around here. I bet there's a happy medium in there where I can work an hour, like I could work 45 minutes late and get home at the exact same time as if I'd left at 5. Okay, my camera is not looking at me. I need my camera on the artwork like that. Okay, there we go. So tonight we're going to do a couple of lobsters. I don't have any reason for it.
There you go.
I think if you watch Brady, what's Brady's last name? I can't think of Brady's last name. He's got a YouTube channel, and he has Leon the Lobster. And he bought Leon the Lobster at a grocery store where they were selling them to eat. And he took it home and put it in a saltwater tank in his house and kept it for almost 2 years. I think he kept it alive for almost 2 years. And that was really interesting to me because, I do the same thing with the crawfish. And it's time for us to save another crawfish because our latest Bob has died. So we're ready to go get us another crawfish.
Crawfish festival Saturday.
I'm opposed to paying the crawfish prices right now. Crawfish right now is $8-9 a pound, and it will stay high until, This is poor people food. This isn't elite food. This is poor people food. And crawfish will stay high until after Lent, because they know that a lot of Catholics use crawfish as their no meat treat during Lent, which I think is funny because crawfish are bottom feeder shellfish that you're not supposed to have at all. But that's okay. I love crawfish. I'm not going to hold it against them. I might hold the crawfish against me. The reason I don't hold crawfish against people is because it'll pinch them. But lobsters, Leon the lobster, he kept him alive for almost 2 years. And when he died, you know, it was really kind of sad. We'd all been following Leon's story for a long time, and it was really kind of sad when he died. But then Brady went out and bought another lobster, and he's showing back up in my feed again. He's got another lobster, and he named it Leon the Second, which part of me is like, that's kind of lame. You know, you already had a Leon, but I'm on my 10th Bob. You know, we can't throw stones over here. Pamela thinks that I should have a clean paper towel. See my clean paper towel? I got a clean paper towel just for you, Pamela. I'm going to make that a tradition. We'll have a clean paper towel on Thursdays. But I don't know. Leon showing up in my YouTube feed made me think that it would be fun to draw a lobster. I've done a crawfish before, and I won an art competition several years ago. What did they call that? What did they call that competition where you had 30 minutes to paint? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Art battle. It was an art battle.
Okay.
And I went to Oklahoma City and I competed in the art battle, and they called me back. I won one round, and then I won the second round. I came in top contender in the second round, and then I lost the third round. And they called me back several weeks later and asked me to come compete again. And on one of those, I painted a lobster, and the reason I failed is because I didn't expect to win anything else, so I didn't have a contingency plan. I didn't know what else to paint after I had done the lobster. If I had had a plan, if I had said, you know, I might win this thing, maybe I should have some ideas of what else I can paint, because the art battle is, you know, you really kind of have to have an idea of what you're going to paint going in. You've only got 30 minutes, so you have to know going in, and maybe even had practiced it a couple of times. Already have done your thumbnails and your color and your color analyses and your composition, at least in your head. And then when it actually comes time to paint, you've already got it all worked out, and all you have to do is put it on canvas. And I work best that way. Always have.
Someone said it was Rick that said that about the clean towel.
Oh.
She almost had the shipment in the mail.
No. But I just wanted to point out to Pamela that I had a clean towel. I have paper towels on subscription from Amazon, so it dries. Why do I need to replace it? It's like washing socks. It's like washing socks. Why would you ever wash socks? You can take your socks off at the end of the day and hang them over the back of the chair, and you can wear them again the next day and the next day. If you wash them 3 times to get holes in them, you got to throw them away. So why wash them at all? Just wear them 3 days in a row and throw them away. Yeah, that icky feeling you're having right now because I said all that, that's what my poor wife has to live with. What's wrong with you, she says. Why do I have to clean the paper towels? I'm just going to just wet and dry. I think my mother's in shock. Did you hang up?
No, my computer.
Oh.
Did not. No, I have to reboot.
It's no fun harassing you if you're not going to react.
I'm sorry. I'm having technical difficulties.
What? In this show?
Okay,
In this show? That's crazy talk. Okay. We'll be.
I may have to get a new one.
We'll be here. I've lost track of what all these legs are doing. I've totally lost track of what all these legs are doing. Yeah, my poor wife has to live with that kind of nonsense all the time. And she says the same thing you guys do. What's wrong with you? Why are you like that? Exactly, Rick. Why change your underwear? You know, you can change your underwear. You can change. It's okay with changing your underwear, but I mean, all you have to do is let it air out, let it dry and air out a few days. So I mean, if you have 3 pairs of underwear, you wear it 2 days in a row. You leave it on the chair for 4 days, or for 6 days, while you wear the other 2 pairs. Come back to it. It's dry. It's cool. It's soft. If you're lucky. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing my mom's rebooting.
I heard every word because remember you're in my other ear.
Oh no. Yeah. I always have Christmas music, Ivy. On the evening show, I always have Christmas music. It's cheerful.
You know, I'm not known to make idle threats.
Yeah?
I'm not. You know, if I say something, I'm pretty true to my word here.
Who are you?
If this computer keeps doing this, I'm going to flip over to a little channel called Dell.com and go click, 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 and I'll have a new one in 2 days.
I don't know how to break this to you, Mother, but the computer doesn't care.
Pamela says she's turned the streets inside out.
Hey, my wife's calling. Let's see what my wife has to say. Hey, baby, we're live on the air.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, that was quick. Are you back?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, she didn't want to talk live on the air. This is my favorite part of the process. If I've never told you, this is my favorite part of the whole process right here. This is the part that turns it into a live bug for me. Takes it from just being a bunch of lines on the page to being a shape with form. Hey, baby. I call them baby so I don't have to remember their names, keep track of their names. You know, when you're eye candy, when you're a trophy husband like me, it's hard to keep track of everybody. Hey, baby. You understand, I'm sure.
get coffee.
I had to let her know before she said something inappropriate. She has a tendency to call me up and say inappropriate things. That's a joke. My wife would never call me up and say anything inappropriate, no matter how badly I'd want her to. I need more water and less pigment on that body. What?
Damn things sound more like eye vomit.
Eye vomit instead of eye candy? That's not nice. I doubt that very much. I doubt that very much. I've never heard her say anything bad about you. I've seen her type it across the screen a bunch, but I've never heard her say anything.
I bet she's rolling her eyes now.
Who, Pamela?
Huh. Camera's on you.
All right. That's a pretty good start with the shading. Let me dry that so I don't lose that. My beautiful young bride would never call up and say anything untoward. She is just a ray of sparkling sunshine in my life. She wouldn't say anything hateful or mean. She wouldn't do that. She doesn't cuss. Hang on a minute. I promise. Give me a minute. I can straighten up. I can say it without laughing. Give me just a minute. My daughter was going for a walk the other night. Her and my son were going to go for a walk the other night. It's pitch black outside, and she's taking her brother. She says because her mommy doesn't like her to go outside by herself. That was her excuse. And I said your mommy also doesn't like for you to wear dark clothes out on the streets in the dark. And because she was wearing a dark green jacket, or a dark green sweater rather. And so she started to change her clothes, and I said, however, when your mother was your age, you are 10 times brighter than what your mother would have been wearing at your age. The only reason your mother wore black at your age was because they didn't make anything darker. There just wasn't a darker color to wear. My wife was a goth, industrial music listening, 9-inch nails. Introduced me. I was an innocent farm boy from the countryside who had no knowledge of untoward things at all. And she introduced me to 9-inch nails and to...
Did you forget I'm listening?
She introduced... I was innocent. I was as innocent as the day I was born. Innocent.
I think there's something wrong with my thing in my ear. I'm hearing crazy words.
My wife. And then my wife bought me on the internet
Pamela says she can think without speaking, so. And then your dance.
You know, I need to do that. I think I'll work on that this weekend. It won't be tonight or tomorrow morning, but maybe by Sunday morning I'll have the new dance worked in. I also have a hobby horse. I would like to add in my hobby horse dancing.
Didn't you say you were a Marine?
I was not a Marine. No. I tried to be in the Marines, but I scored too high on the ASVAB. I couldn't make it. They wouldn't let me join the Marines because I scored too high on the ASVAB. I was in the Army. Oh my goodness.
Lordy.
You know the Marines are going to come out in droves to talk about that. That's going to make it as a short on YouTube, and the Marines are going to come out of the woodwork saying, "What? What do you say? Here, let me say it slower for you." No, I've got some really good friends that are Marines, but I was not a Marine. Never was. I've never even had any fantasies about being a Marine. My son wants to be a Marine. And that is well outside of my worldview. I have no intentions whatsoever of being a Marine. Never had any intentions whatsoever of being a Marine. I wasn't even regular Army. I was Army National Guard. I joined for college money. And then they rounded me up and sent me to get shot at.
Played in the sand.
I did. I played in the sandbox. Spent some time in Iraq. Vermilion is coming up next, Pamela. How could you tell? I don't know. You know what? I'm not sure I want the Vermilion to come up next or if I want the Yellow Ochre to come up next. I think I want to come in with the Yellow Ochre first because I want the Vermilion to really shine when I hit it. So I'm going to come in with the Yellow Ochre first. I'm not ready to move to the small brushes yet. So when I got back from Iraq, I made a friend, Gus Trueblood, and he wanted to join the Air Force. He had already been in the Army, and he was not liking civilian life at all, and he wanted to join the Air Force. And so I took him up to Oklahoma City to the there on Western in Oklahoma City. There used to be, I don't know if it's still there or not, but there used to be a huge recruiting center that had all the different branches all together in one set of offices. And while he was in there signing up for the Air Force, a Marine recruiter came outside and said, "How come you are not in my Marines?" And I made that joke about not being able to join the Marines because I scored too high on the ASVAB. The ASVAB is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, and it tells you where they can place you in the service, where your aptitudes are, and how well you perform in all the different areas. And I did score very high on the ASVAB. And I told the recruiter, I said I couldn't join the Marines because I scored too high on the ASVAB. And he says, "Oh, you've got jokes, do you? Well, let's just see." He said, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I'll go inside, and this was early 90s, so there were still records of my scores and stuff. And he says, "I'll go inside and I'll get a copy of my ASVAB scores, and you go get a copy of your ASVAB scores, and you meet me back here. And if I scored higher than you join my Marines." And I said, that sounds like a plan. Let's do it. And he goes inside and he gets his scores, and I go inside and I have the Army people pull up my scores. And dude's rocking a 96. I think it was a 96. It's been a long time. Dude's rocking a 96. It's a high score. And there's a really good chance that had he done that, had he pulled that with anybody else, it probably would have worked. But I had a 98. And so I just barely won that one.
Rick says your son wants to be a hospital corpsman, I understand.
Yes, that's exactly what he wants to do.
A green corpsman.
Yeah, he wants to be a green corpsman. Rick, were you a Marine? I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Rick, are you a Marine? Because you never were a Marine. You're always a Marine. Once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. Yeah, my son wants to be a green Marine. He wants to be a green corpsman, where you join the Navy to be a medic, and they put you in with the Marines, because what do medics do on the ship? I mean, paper cut. What do you want us to do about it? We're not the Air Force. Suck it up.
Rick was never in the service.
That's all right too, man. Nothing wrong with that. That's all right too. But I never aspired to be a Marine. Never in my worldview it ever occurred to me that I wanted to be a Marine. I knew a bunch in high school. I knew a bunch of guys that's all they wanted to do was join the Marines. And they would sing Marine songs as they marched around the high school, pretending to be in ROTC, because our high school didn't have ROTC. But they would march around as though they were in ROTC. They were going to join. They were ready to go. They were going to join the Marines. One of them did. I don't think all of them did, but one of them certainly did. And he's a completely different man today from when I knew him in high school. He and his sister are very dear friends of mine. Lori and Robbie Shank. They are very dear friends of mine. She was in the Navy. She went to the Navy. He went to the Marines. I went to the Army. My foster brother went to the Air Force. So we all make fun of the Coast Guard.
Rick said Vietnam would have been his word. He didn't want to go there.
I can understand that. I didn't intend to go to Iraq. I intended to go to college. That's all I wanted to do. I completely understand your philosophy, sir. And
His son was in the Air Force. He was a captain and a flight surgeon.
If I had not joined when I did, I would not have joined to go to Iraq. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. I would not have joined. If I hadn't already joined, I would not have joined to go to Iraq. Lots of people did. That was not my cup of tea. They make you do things. Like leave the tent in the morning. I don't like that. But I have some very, very good friends from that experience that I still talk to all the time. Some of them I argue with. But they're the kind of friends that if I said, hey, I need to move, they'd show up with a pickup truck and a suitcase of beer. And we'd be all over it. All right, I'm switching brushes because it's time for the vermilion. There's my little girl. Hi, baby. No, it's a lobster. I could make a blue one. I have seen a blue lobster. Oh. I love you back. It's always so brief when she comes to visit. She lives here. She just doesn't ever come out of her room. That was totally worth it.
I just told them that you came home and told your dad you were going to join the National Guard. Now he thought it'd be safe, and then they called you up.
Oh yeah. You were
the only MLRS user.
That the funniest thing. I even told my mom. I said it's a Chickasha National Guard. Chickasha, Oklahoma has 17,000 people. I think it only had 13,000 at the time. There's a Chickasha National Guard. If they call up the Chickasha National Guard, the world's going to be in pretty dire straits. So it's not like anything's really going to happen, right? And we were the first ones called up. We were the first ones called up because there was a new type of rocket system called MLRS, Multiple Launch Rocket System. It was a brand new piece of equipment, type of warfare, where you could fire rockets. We could send 12 rockets up into the atmosphere and downrange, and blow stuff up like you would not believe. I mean, look it up. Just search it on Google. MLRS. Just search it up and see the kind of devastation that those things wreaked, and you will see how amazingly destructive those things were. But when I joined, they asked me. They said, I was looking to get into computers. I wanted to do something with computers. And they said, well, here, we've got this job with computers. It's called fire direction. You get to work with a computer, and this is what you do, and this is manage the logistical database. And they told me all the wonderful things about it. And sure enough, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up working on the computer system. But it didn't translate into the real world. At the time, you couldn't just come out of the Army and say, this is what I did. And they went, oh, yeah, that equates to what we're doing out here in the real world. Sure, we can put you right to work. No, at the time I come out and they say, are you familiar with Excel or Access or, what was that one that Dad, Lotus 123? Or how are you with Lotus 123? And it was like, I have very limited experience with Lotus 123, but I'm sure I could learn it. A database is a database. Well, we're looking to hire somebody right now with experience with Lotus 123, so we can't really use you. And it was like, but I kind of wrote a book on how to operate this other software, and they were like, well, yeah, but, we're not using TACFire. And I literally wrote the book on how to fire field expedient fire mission processing. They used my manual that I wrote for several years after I got out. I literally wrote the book on field expedient fire mission processing. I didn't do it alone. There were two guys that worked with me, Chad Matheny and Greg Schultz. They were regular Army guys, got assigned to the unit. And I learned so much from those guys. They were amazing. I learned so much from those guys. And I took what I learned from them and I wrote it down in the book for the officers. And it was tabbed. It was easy to follow. It was really cool. It was a really cool book. And I was writing it because my platoon leader, a lieutenant, never can remember his last name. We'll call him Lieutenant Mike. My lieutenant asked me to write it all out for him so he could keep track of it. And so I did. And while I was doing that, I was standing in line for some reason to see the first sergeant. I don't know, it was payday or something. And sorry, I got an alarm going off. I don't know why I have an alarm going off. But I was standing in line to see the first sergeant. And the XO, Lieutenant Talavera, the executive officer, who's the second in command in the battery, he comes up to me, asks me what I'm doing, and I explain it to him. He says, "That sounds fascinating. When you're done with it, I'd like to see it." And I said, "Well, when I'm done with it, I'll take it to Lieutenant Mike, and I'm sure he'll bring it to staff call." And he said, "No, when you're done with it, I want you to bring it to me." And I said, "No, when I'm done with it, I'm going to take it to Lieutenant Mike." Lieutenant Talavera was not in my food chain, by the way. I said, "When I'm done with it, I'm going to take it to Lieutenant Mike, and then Lieutenant Mike can bring it to staff call." And Lieutenant Talavera says, "Maybe you don't understand. Lieutenant Mike is a second lieutenant. I am a first lieutenant." I said, "Oh, I get it. Butter, parquet." And I spent the next 20 minutes locked up in the first sergeant's office, listening to the Lieutenant Talavera, listening to the battery XO explain to the first sergeant that I should not be talking to him in that fashion. And all I could hear when he did so was the prince and the Princess Bride, "You should not be talking to me like that." I still don't have much respect for Lieutenant Talavera, if you can't tell.
Be nice.
You know,
Pamela wants to know
he wasn't a bad guy. He was. What Pamela wants to know? What?
if do all lobsters not have claws?
Some lobsters have claws, some lobsters don't. It's just different types of lobsters. This guy has a claw here that you can barely make out, and it looks like he's either missing the other claw or the other claw is tucked underneath him. I really can't tell. But this lobster doesn't have... This lobster's claws are not as prominent as what you're used to seeing. My chat disconnected for a little while.
Oh, we have... I don't know what that is.
Fayez from Bangladesh. All right. Good afternoon to you. I think it's afternoon in India. Good afternoon to you. Giving some texture to the sand. I'm going to dry all this, and then I'm going to hit that background with some darker blue, including the sand. So give me just a minute while I dry this. This will take a minute because some of these blobs are really quite thick, but I don't want to disrupt them. I want them to dry. I want them to dry and kind of make little ringlets as they dry. So Ivy, I'm glad you had a good time. She's in the chat talking about how she spent the day playing video games with her nephew. I'm glad you had a good time. That sounds like a fantastic day to me. My buddy Chad and I, Chad Hale, not Chad Matheny. My buddy Chad Hale and I used to play Super Mario Brothers. We played Super Mario Brothers so many times that we could save the princess blindfolded. What else did we play? There was a fighting game that we played, but I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. It was like Raikou or something. I don't know. And then we played, oh good Lord. I can't think of the name of it. There's a crew of like 5 people go and have to fight all the monsters all the way through to get to the end. Final Fantasy. We played Final Fantasy. We played Final Fantasy 1 and we played it on a Game Boy before it ever moved to the deck. I don't think it existed on the deck when we played it. Now when I play games, it's typically a logic game or I play Sims. And I honestly have not played Sims in a very, very long time. That color just does not want to spread. I'm going to take that color. I am going to very lightly just go over everything down here. Very lightly. Trying not to wake up that orange, that vermilion in the sand. Sometimes it can't be helped. What were we talking about? Video games? Military? Lobsters? It's time for me to go get a new bob. But I'm waiting until after Lent, when the crawfish prices come down and it's not so offensive. After Easter, crawfish right now is $7 or $8 a pound, and after Easter the crawfish will drop down to $3 or $4 a pound. And there will be specials.
I had 2 of your bobs for my favorites. I like this last one.
Yeah, the white one.
And I like him, and I like the other bob.
Which Bob?
The jumper.
Yeah, that was Bob Deuce.
Yep, I liked him. I liked him because he was adventuresome.
He was adventuresome.
And I like the white one because he would sit there and stare and twitch his little antennae when you walk by his house.
He sure would. He'd stand his little fingers up at you.
Yeah.
Hey. He'd give you some attitude, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
And he lasted almost a year.
Yeah.
You know, they live a long time in the wild. I probably shouldn't have taken him. I bought him from a pet store though. I probably shouldn't have taken him from the. I probably shouldn't encourage that, but you know they bred him in captivity. They didn't steal him from the wild, but they live. You know, they can live 17, 18 years in the wild or longer. And they typically only live, 4 or 5 years in captivity. I think the longest I've ever kept one is 2. But it matters how I get them too, because typically I get them from a restaurant. When we're having crawfish, I'll ask the waitress to bring me a live one from the back. This is the first one I ever bought. How we looking? Look like a lobster? A little bit. Let me dry that real quick. I feel like I should ink it. Whew. I've had a sore throat all day long, and I came home and I made my cup of coffee here with some butter and some rum and some cayenne, and it's got the butter and the coconut oil. The butter and the coconut oil make the cayenne stick to the back of my throat, and it's really helping or killing me. I'm not sure which, but I love it. Can't talk, arting. Need this. Needed this lighter. I'm gonna lighten this up a little bit. There we go. There we go. That's better. Come in with some purple around that eye. Yeah, I think it's turning out to be a pretty good little lobster.
Rick switched to vertical.
Hey Rick, why'd you move to vertical? Oh, because he's laying in bed with his phone.
Okay.
Can't talk, sleeping.
Gotcha.
Now, let's do something crazy. Everything fell over. Let's start with a reflective dot on that eye. A little highlight on the back of the shell. Just a little bit. Some highlights on that leg because they're shiny, right? They're hard shelled. Add just a little bit of highlight. You don't want to go overboard because you'll dull it.
Act on horizontal.
He got caught. He didn't think we'd notice. Or he took us to the bathroom with him.
He accidentally backed out of the program.
Oh. But I think that's about all I want to do to that lobster. I think that gets the point across. I do, he says as he continues to fuss with it. All right. Does it look lobster-esque to you? All right, let me dry it just a little bit, so then we can take the tape off of it safely. Now see, I just want to ink it. I don't know why. I just love that. I love that style so much. All right, let's see here. Rick drew one in pencil on a plate and sent it to me in easel. How did you get the pencil to work on the plate?
Paper plate.
Here's a paper plate. I got you. Thanks, Rick. I should probably share my reference photos. I get the reference photos from Unsplash. I subscribe to Unsplash so that I can use the reference photos. I also subscribe to a music service so that I can play music without having to worry about copyright issues. But on the Thursday night shows, I enjoy the fact that it's Christmas music. I can't hear the Christmas music, but I know the Christmas music is playing. So there is Lobster 1, right? So I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a little break. Give me a chance to go kiss the wife because I heard her come home a minute ago. And we'll come back and we'll do what's on your easel. So give me about 5 minutes.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all of your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see people are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people go, people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Raindrops are falling on my head, just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. Dig, if you will, the picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. Sweat of the body covers me. Can you, my darling, can you picture a dream if you can? A courtyard, an ocean of violets in bloom. Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between me and how can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? Well, it's so cold. Maybe, oh, my father, you know, SOS too bold. Well, maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream? Why? This is what it sounds like when doves cry. I got me a lover down in New Orleans, kept him warm in the winter, left me frozen in the spring. Why am I? How the seasons go by. I like to get high and I love to get low, so the hearts keep breaking and the heads just roll. Whoa. So the story goes, 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. I'm climbing over mountains and I'm sailing overseas. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. My exes and the uh-ohs, they haunt me. Like a ghost, they want me to make them my own. They won't let go. X's and O's.
Edition of the Artistic Biker live from Oasis Studios. How's everybody doing? You can tell there's chaos here. I tell you what, this has been a crazy day. I've had the day off, which always makes me weird because we have the Rock Island Arts Festival going on, and it's not started yet. Today we were setting up. Wow, yes. The Artistic Biker, a proven defense against the zombie apocalypse. Hello. We here at the Artistic Biker Laboratories, our research and development team have been working hard to develop a chemical that once ingested will turn anyone into an amazing artist. Watch while I demonstrate on this lab assistant. Safety first. Take this pill. Oh my. Oh, well, I think that we shall call this a limited success. But until there is a magic pill to make you an amazing artist, just keep practicing and keep watching the Artistic Biker Live on Thursday nights from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Central Time. That's artisticbiker.com/Ustream. That's the letter U, stream.
All you need is your own imagination, so use it, that's what it's for, that's what it's for. Go inside, all you find is inspiration. Your dreams will open the door, open up your... It makes no difference if you're black or white, if you're a boy or a girl. If the music's popping, it will give you new life. You're a superstar, yes, that's what you are, you know it. Come on, Vogue. Let your body move to the music. Hey, 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 come on, Vogue. Let your body go with the flow. You know you can do it.
Alrighty. Let's see here. It is time for what's on your easel. So, the screen's going to go black for just a second while I refresh this browser. What's on your easel? What's on your easel? What's on your easel today? We're going to start with Pamela. Pamela sent one back a week or so ago of a lizard that she was doing. Look at all that pencil work. Look at all them scales. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Pamela. Good job. Good job. That's fantastic. And then scroll. I thought I saw one from Ivy, but while the last buffer was playing, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. So Ivy, if you sent one, I'm not sure where it is. You'd think after all the years of doing this, I would be better at keeping track of this stuff. What is this, Pamela? What's happened? Oh, the thing is changing. It shouldn't be changing. Pamela, did you make this frog? Did you make this frog? Look at that. My daughter loves frogs. She would absolutely love that. And then Rick sent a dog in the sunset. Look at those colors. And then Rick sent this lobster on a plate. And then Rick sent a couple. When Rick sends them from his Kindle, they don't come in with easel on them. So I can't just peruse my photos and show you. Rick sent what did you send? Oh man, I was sure I saved them. You sent them to me from your Kindle. Why can't I find them? You think after all the years of doing this, I'd be better at it? My son's 16. When we started this program, he wasn't born yet. So you'd think after all these years, but it used to be real simple. I could just pull up Outlook, and I could just type in search for easel. If you have a better mail client, I would love to know what it is, because Outlook is useless for searching. It's the most connected. It's the most connected app I found, but it is useless for searching. You used to be able to pull up a search and just type in easel, and anything with easel in the subject line would come up. It was always so easy. And now it just doesn't work like it used to. Let me try one more way to see if I can find Rick's from his Kindle. I think it's this one. He may have sent others, but he at least sent this wild boar from this morning when we did the wild boar. This morning, we did a wild boar on the live stream. Where's mine? Whistle while you work. This morning we did a wild boar on the live stream, and that was mine. That's Rick's. And I love it. I love it when people art along with me. Ivy and I started arting along pretty much with each other. She colors along with me in her coloring books on Thursday nights, and I color along with her. I watercolor along with her on her show on Fridays if I can make it, because I have to do it at work. All right. So that was what was on my easel. That's what was on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com with the subject line easel, and we will use your works to inspire other people, because that's what this is all about, is to inspire people to be creative, to have more creativity in their lives. That's why we started this. That's why we do it, and that's why we all gather to play along. There should be some more from you, Pamela, but you saw how scattered it was. I just can't find them, and I'm frustrated, and I just want to throw my phone across the room. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search through everything, and I'm going to find them all one day, and we're going to have a whole show of all the ones I missed. Because you send a lot of really cool stuff, and I love showing off your work. You and Ivy and Rick and Claudia all send me some really cool stuff, and I hate that I can't find it on the spot. But I am going to get that. I know I keep promising to get that under control, but it is my intent to get that under control. All right, let's set this lobster out of the way, and let's do us another lobster. That was last week's bunny. Mom, are you still there?
I am.
Okay. Is my microphone working?
Yes. Both ears.
Both ears. All right, let's see here. We need all of these pencils. Where are the rest of my pencils? There's this one and this one and this one and this one. And
Like
what?
when I said both ears, I said it like Eeyore. Eeyore? Iowa?
Eeyore?
Eeyore.
Thanks for noticing. I'm going to make a point to find all of those easels that I can't find on the spot, and we're going to open next week's show with them. Because I'm just burnt that I can't find. Because I know Pamela sends some great stuff. All right, let's see here. I think we are going to do that. We're going to open next week's show with them. This is more of a crawfish. I don't think this is an actual lobster. I think this one's a crawfish. But it came up in my lobster search, so I'm calling it a lobster. It looks like a bogon. If you've ever watched The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the original 70s version, it looks like a bogon.
You still have that book?
Yes. I still read that book about once every other year. I love that book. I have the book. I have the original series from the 70s. I have the movie that they came out with a couple of years ago that I really, really hoped was going to be enough to spark more interest, and it was very closely done to the book, and I just knew it was going to kick off and spark more, but no, it just didn't quite hit the. It had BBC television quality. It didn't have movie quality, and so it didn't hit home in the theaters, and so no, they didn't make any more of them. If they had aired it on PBS, it would have been fantastic. Amazon could have done wonders with it, but maybe someday somebody will pick it up and make a proper version of it. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I was entertained, and that's all I ask for from a movie or a show, is to be entertained. I don't ask for it to be exactly like the book. I don't care if it matches exactly what happened in the comic book. I'm not that kind of rabid fan that will kill a franchise because they can't reproduce intergalactic space flight accurately as described in the book or movie. Because those kinds of fans make it where you can't have anything nice. Because you'll have a decent movie and a good start to a franchise, but they'll kill it. They'll ruin it in the reviews so nobody goes, and they'll kill it. And then the movie doesn't make any money, so they never make a sequel, and they don't try again for several years. I'm not bitter. I might be a little bitter. All right, let's see here. You know what? I forgot what we're doing. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm eager to get to the shading portion, if you can't tell. But
Why?
I like that part. It's my favorite part. I probably never told you that. I'm still miffed about the easel thing, though, because I know Pamela had a portrait of her mother going, and I'm curious. She's talking about it in the chat. She says she may finish it next week.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
I know, it's beautiful. It's been great so far.
Rick just sent us a picture of their dog laying upside down in the bed watching the artistic biker broadcast. It's in the easel email, he says.
Okay. Can't talk. Arting.
Anna says, what kind of email server did you say you were using?
So I'm using Outlook as my email client on my phone. And for years, Outlook was the best thing for me. I could use it on my desk. I loved it because I could do everything from my phone, and it would marry up to my desktop. For years, I've used Outlook and not had a lick of problems. But lately, I can't seem to get Outlook to work for anything. It's not reliable on my desktop. It's not on my phone. The search feature has quit working. on my phone. It is still 10 times better than the email client that comes with a Samsung phone, because the email client that comes with a Samsung phone, if you turn, for instance, spam emails track you by the photos that they send you, and they will send you photos in a banner. They will send you a single pixel photograph, and that single pixel is traceable. So they know you've opened the email, they verified your email address, and that means they can sell you stuff. They can sell your email address to other people. And so when they send you spam and you open it and it has pictures in it, the minute those pictures are loaded on your phone or on your computer, you have validated your email address to some stranger, and now you are on a list. Your email is for sale. And so I turn the photos off until I'm ready to see what it is, until I know it's a trusted person. Like if I get email from Pamela or Rick or Ivy, they're trusted people, or Claudia, they're trusted people in my system, so that as soon as their email comes in, I can just open it up and I can see their photographs. But if I don't have them listed as a trusted person, their photos don't show on my computer or my phone until I decide they do. The Samsung client that comes with the phone doesn't give you that option. You either see the pictures or you don't. If you click that you want to see the pictures, then you're going to see all the pictures. If you click that you don't want to see the pictures, then you can't see any of the pictures. And I've tried a couple of other clients, and I just don't like the organization features that they have. But I'm pretty mad at Outlook. I'm ready for something new. And I have multiple email addresses that I have to track, so whatever I use has to be able to track multiple email addresses and keep them separated. I probably never told you guys how much I enjoy this part of the process. I feel like I've been a terrible friend by not sharing how much this part of the process means to me. But if you know of an email client that's reliable, I'll give it a try. I'm fed up with Outlook. I'm not blaming Outlook for what happened tonight, because I should have organized those files before the show. I should have, at some point in the last week, I should have gotten together and organized those files before the show. I'm not a victim, but I'm very frustrated. Oh, my throat medicine's wearing off. You're disappointed because I never told you that I like to shade? That the shading was my favorite part? I feel like we've gotten to know each other well enough now that I can tell you without fear of you thinking I'm some kind of freak. I mean, I kind of am, but it's not because I like to shade. All right, let me dry this real quick so we can get on with some vermilion. Oh, Pamela, I assure you it wasn't you, it was me. I didn't trust myself to share that information. I tricked you. We're not going with the vermilion first. We're going with the yellow first. It doesn't really need yellow. There's just some parts in it that, well, there's a lot of it that needs to be more yellow. So that when the vermilion doesn't hit that spot, I don't want that spot white. I only want the white where I want the white. So I'm going to use the yellow first. I don't know why I'm using the water brush. I'm dipping the water and I'm dipping the brush in the bucket. I could be using any brush. There we go. Now, let me dry that and we come back for some vermilion. There's my baby boy.
Lobster.
Hey, baby boy.
Hello, Father.
Hi, Dad. What are you up to?
Nothing much.
Yeah?
Lobster.
How was this day?
How was your day? I think it's a crawfish. They called it a lobster. I'm running with the idea that it's a lobster. How was your day?
It was okay.
Yeah?
I don't know what happened, but it was okay.
Good.
Hello, people.
Hello. You know what tomorrow is?
Friday.
Friday. And it's more significant than that.
Is it pay?
It's the Friday before spring break.
Is it pay? Is it payday?
Huh?
Is it payday? Is it payday?
No,
It actually is.
no, but it's a Friday before spring break.
It is actually payday for me. My corporate sponsorship pays off tomorrow. Everybody was all geared up to stay late today, as we have been doing for the last week now. And when I got up to leave, I said, hey, I can't stay today. She said, oh no, it's Thursday, go. She said, of course. She said, of course not, it's Thursday, go.
You know, that's nice that she remembered.
Yeah. She's really a lovely person. All right. Now, I'm going to come in with some crimson. It's really going to make that red red. Crimson's not that different than vermilion, but it's enough that you want. It gives you layers. And then we'll come back with some purple. Do.
Unless it's bluer.
She said what?
It's bluer.
The crimson? Yeah, the crimson is bluer than the vermilion. That's right. That's right. Let me dry this because when I come back with the purple, I don't want the purple to react with the. I don't want the purple to react with the vermilion and turn brown, turn mud. I think my tube of paint said purple. She's correcting me. She says, I'm sure you meant to say violet. I think my tube of paint said purple. I could be wrong. It could be violet. What do I know? I'm just who likes to color things. Stumble out of bed and tumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come alive. What? Ooh, you can't see what I'm doing because my head's in the way. All right, let me dry that, and then we can ink it. I kind of feel like it needs some blue around it. Don't you think it needs some blue around it? Maybe just a little bit. Just enough to make everything like look a little brighter. Yeah? A sketchbook had a hold of my shirt. So, on the morning shows, we're coming up. I think today was 340, or is tomorrow 340?
No, today was.
Today was 340.
20 more days. 25 days.
25 days. So what I'm thinking is April 2nd is a Thursday. I'm thinking that Thursday we'll do a flip through of all of the sketches, all 365 sketches, and we'll talk about it. We'll take a break from our normal venue, and we'll go through and we'll talk about all 365 sketches from the morning show.
And there'll be a tester with the fun facts.
We'll have a party. There better not be a test. I can't remember from one day to the next.
No, but there's certain things about some of them we will remember.
Yeah. But I'll put my party hat on. And we'll just have us a grand old party that day. There we go. Let me dry that real quick. Alright. Now then, start with a little detail. That's enough of that. Can you hear them in there fighting?
Your kids?
Yes. Them rotten little chillins. You know, I'm not going to have any trouble sleeping tonight.
Oh, me neither.
You know, usually after this particular show, it takes me several hours to wind down because I enjoy it so much. But I don't think I'm going to have any problems at all sleeping tonight. I think I'm about ready for the showers and just take a nice long hot shower, dope up with some medication to make my throat stop hurting, call it a night. And maybe I'll get up in the morning and do another show. Maybe. I wouldn't miss it for the world. We're doing a 3-toed sloth tomorrow. I still haven't found that sloth that APG Jamie sent me.
They need to go upstairs and check.
Maybe. That's a possibility, but it sat right there forever. I can't believe it's not there now. That just shocks me. Pamela just sent me something in Messenger that might help with my email problem, but there are several YouTube videos on setting up a capture for specific incoming emails. Yeah, see, that's just it. I'm supposed to have a folder set up, and everything with easel in the subject line is supposed to go straight into that folder, and it quit working in Outlook. And I'm on my phone, and I'm quite frustrated about it. I'm quite angry about it. But yeah, I'll look at your Messenger just as soon as this is over. What is today? The 5th of March. So there's my little crawfish, my little lobster crawfish. So I think that's what we're going to end up with tonight. We've got these two lobsters going on here. And then tomorrow morning we have my spirit animal, the three-toed sloth. We're going to be drawing him. We're going to be drawing him in the morning. We'll talk about how he only comes down out of the tree to poop. So you're going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss that. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do love this when I get to art with my besties. It's my favorite time. It's my favorite time, day or night, morning or evening. It is my favorite time of all. Is when I get to art with my besties. I look forward to it, and I really appreciate you coming around. Pamela, Rick, Ivy. We had somebody in the horizontal earlier.
Hey.
Yeah. What was their name? Fayez from India. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Bangladesh. I'm sorry, Bangladesh. Thank you so much for joining me. I do look forward to it every week. Be sure and tune in next week. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Because when they see me dancing, it means that the lag is caught up with the stream and I don't have to worry about being cut off mid-sentence because nobody likes that. That's rude. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal or this way if you're on the vertical. It gives everybody a chance to say their goodbyes. It gives everybody a chance to ask any last